I think we're ready to get started. For those of you who do not know Bo, this is our exchange student, our son, from Ukraine. And he's going to tell us a little bit about his life in Ukraine. Okay?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you everyone for coming here. Let's get started. So Ukraine, located like in Central Europe. Like you can see how small Ukraine is according to US. So Ukraine is located in Eastern Europe, bordered by two seas, Black Sea and the Azov Sea. To the south, Russia to the east and north, Belarus to the north, and Poland to the west. A little bit Romania to the south. So Ukraine is about 16 times smaller than US, and Ukraine is kind of like Texas state here. But population of Ukraine is 200 million people, and in US you guys have 300 million people. So we're a smaller country, but we still have a lot of people there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about flags. So the blue and yellow flag is actually a national flag of Ukraine. Blue is about freedom sky, and gold is about wheat fields that we have a lot of them. And black and red flag is more military flag that used. So the red symbolizes the blood on the ground, and black symbolizes ground. And it's usually used in the cities that are located at military bases here. That's an emblem of Ukraine. So it reflects heroes, events of the past, and today the stripes of Ukraine that's protecting our sovereignty and territory integrity of Ukraine today. This emblem exists since 1992, since the freedom of Ukraine. So let's talk a little bit about the capital of Ukraine. The capital of Ukraine is Kyiv. You know all about that. So it's the national capital since 1999. First capital was Kharkiv, but not for long. And Kyiv is the largest city in Ukraine. And some historian people say that Kyiv was the capital of Russian state way back. So here you can see that's the central square of Ukraine, of Kyiv. There's a main church in Ukraine. This is a freedom like state monument. So let's a little bit national plazas. Like I will be honest, nobody now wears this plazas, but like, it's kind of like old plazas. So we call it
for celebrations and historical celebrations.
It's more about celebrations. So it's a traditional plazas. Is that all people made those shirts by your own, so you can buy it actually. You need to do it by your own. All like design of the shirts are unique, so you can't find another shirt like that. So usually like people like in 19s or 18s wear these sleeves, but not anymore. Especially teenagers, they don't wear these things anymore. So let's talk about money. All of you love money, right? Let's go talk about money. So you guys have only till hundreds. We have till thousands bills. So all the way from 1 to 10 is like kings of Ukraine before like Soviet Union and like really old Ukraine. And from 20 to 200 is authors, really famous authors. And from 500 and 1,000 is science. So now Ukraine $1 US because of the war. Now $1 US is 36-hour money just because of the war. Before war, it was like $1 US is to Ukrainians, so it was not really bad. But national dish. It's William's favorite part. I cooked something for Easter and some cheesecake from Ukraine. But Will says that he wanted 3 of them.
Yes.
So like First one is borscht. It's like a national soup of it. Then it's like a potato like dumplings or whatever how you guys can call it. Called varaniki. So you can be like with potatoes, cabbage, whatever you want, meat. Nobody really eats that meat anymore, but it's kind of like national dish. So potato sticks is kind of like snacks or starters or whatever how you call it. And then this is another dessert that I'm going to cook sometimes, especially for Will. So it's the largest cities of Ukraine. So Kharkiv, as I said, it was the first capital of Ukraine. It's located in the east part of Ukraine, northeast actually, and he had a population of 1.5 million people. So here's the main street of the city. That's a famous bridge. It's called like where you can step on it and you will see water under. So it's totally glass. And here's also like another. We call it Shevchenko Garden. So it's like a huge part of it where you can walk and do other fun stuff. That's another city in the east. That's we call it like city of hero, because when the Russians starts going in the east, that guys that have a military base there, they defeated Ukraine as soon as was possible, and also have the largest port in Ukraine, where you can just like trade products and other stuffs. So, and in this city you can go to Black Sea area, and it's really huge sea. So Lviv is in the west. It's actually like hour driving from my city. So it's an administrative center of a region and national culture, and we call it like unofficial west part of capital of west part of Ukraine. Here's my family. So that is my mom, that's me, that's my sister, and my little niece. That's also my sister and my little niece. That's my dad. That's photo actually from graduation. So there's my dad, me, my little sister, my little niece, sister, and my mom. So we'll talk later a little bit about schools and sports. That's my second family. Yes. So that guy's hilarious. That guy is hilarious. I know. He actually is the first one who I really talk in the Wolin family, because I know him since basketball seasons. And that guy, he's my history teacher, so I need to be nice to him and do all my homework. All I can say is these people are really great. I really thank them that I can stay with them. Not a full year, but a half a year. Yeah.
And this,
Huh?
and the teacher, that is Pete's son, correct? That's Matt?
Yeah.
That's correct? Okay, I want to make sure.
Yeah. So my hometown. My hometown is really small, like not so small as Milan. So it's population there is 61,000, and you can see Saline is only 8,000. And Arbor is a little bit bigger, so it's 120, and Milan is only 6,000 people. We're not talking about Detroit. Detroit is so huge. So like, but in my city, there's a museum of Easter eggs, and it's the only one museum in the world. This is a building. This is a center, like square or something. So there's a building of our like government, of the city government. So here's a little bit of old pictures of my city. So you can see that nothing really changed since then. So interesting facts about this informal capital of our region called the Husel region. That in this town there's our own museum in the world called Placenka. So it looks like this. It looks like this. That's actually a church, some kind of church that we have in Ukraine. So you have a pretty fancy church, but teenagers don't really go there.
Teenagers don't go here either.
You can see some eggs is it made like all those eggs made like by hands, so it's like a factory or something. Here's the flag in house, so again you can see those like black and red flag. That means that in my city it's a military base there. And this is a crown, it's like symbol of freedom, and blue is again about freedom skies. So Easter egg museums. So in Easter egg museum you can find like tons of Easter eggs that are made like in 18s till like today, and different kinds of it. And so it was rebuilt in 2010 because it was kind of destroyed a little bit. But that's a really famous place to go in Ukraine. So if we will come to Ukraine, we'll go there. So now we're talking about my school. So my school system is so first of all, in Ukraine you guys will have only 11th grade. So seniors are in 11th grade. So we're done with school earlier. Another interesting fact: school starts at 8 and finishes at 2:30, and then after school activities. So about school system is so you guys have a subjects that you pick and you study every day. So we have a subjects that we pick and like in different days we have different subjects. So we can have like we study like 15 science, not only like 7. Every day it's changed what you want to study. But basically every day we have a gym class. So that's the best part of the school day, honestly. So sports are popular in Ukraine. So you can see a hockey team, a soccer team, and a football team. Basically, hockey and soccer are most popular, I can say, because kids start playing it like since like kindergarten. And football you can play only since college. So in college everybody are newbies in the football. But we play against other countries also. So football guys played like in 2020 they played with the Belarus guys. So it's a pretty cool thing. I want to join football honestly, not hockey and other thing. And not a really great thing. It's a war in Ukraine. So you can see how cities got destroyed. That's the same building before war and after war, and exactly the same situations there. So yeah, but we try to kick Russians a little bit, and you guys help us a lot about that. So you guys give us like 4.6 billion of like dollars to support us, and you guys give us a lot of guns, a lot of tanks, and everything. So we're really thankful for that. Yeah. Thank you for your attention. So if you have any questions, you're welcome. Do you have any questions? Yes.
Okay, so when I was young, we had an exchange student also, and our exchange student was from Germany. So how did you decide that you wanted to be an exchange student, and how did you decide that you wanted to come to the United States?
Oh, so in Ukraine they have a program. You need to be really smart for that program because like they have tons of tests and interviews and stuff like that. So it was like 5,000 people that apply for those program, and only 50 people can go to US. So it's just like a competition, let's say this. I just found out about those program like 2 years ago. I say, okay, let's try. Like it's free program, so I say, okay, let's try to go to US, and here I go, I'm in US. Yes.
What are you planning to do after you get back to Ukraine?
So I have two things. First, I can stay in Poland and try to go to police academy there. If no, I will go back to Ukraine and go to the army. So here's the thing. Another question? Yes.
Tell your sister and her family live in Poland.
Oh yeah, they live in Poland. Yeah.
He would go and stay with his sister's family.
Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Are there televisions?
Several years ago, I had a chance to visit Slovakia, and I was amazed at all the sunflowers. And my question is, do you have lots of sunflowers?
Not really, but sounds like
Oh, and I have one more question. How long have you been speaking English? This is just so impressive. Very good.
since like first grade.
Okay.
It's like the second language that we speak.
How many other languages do you speak?
Huh?
What other languages do you speak?
German, and a little bit of French, and Russian,
That's really cool. Thank you.
Polish? Very good.
kind of. Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of your opinion of the cultures, U.S. and Ukraine, and what's it like coming from the U.S.?
So cultures are pretty different. So if you speak about like people, so now in US people are more friendly than in Ukraine. Like I will be honest, and also US are more open country. I like this, and you guys have more cool stuff to celebrate. So we didn't celebrate Halloween or Thanksgiving Day or like something like that. So you guys have a tons of celebration things. That's a pretty cool thing. But I mean, I like you guys. You know, thanks to those wonderful people, I like you guys. Yes.
Has there been much destruction in your hometown? From
Not
the war?
really, because I'm in the west part of Ukraine.
Okay.
It's more in the east part, but now they start to catch west part of Ukraine, so it
Has
might
your-
be.
Has your town ever been bombed or had a missile, hit it?
Excuse me, what?
Do you have any damage in your town?
Oh, well, yeah, because like very first day, it hit our military airport, so kinda, but not as civilian people, not yet.
Did your sister move to Poland after the war started, or?
Yes, after the war started. Other questions? Yes?
Didn't you say your mom also relocated?
Yeah, now she's in Poland, but like she moved back and forth to Ukraine and to Poland. So she's not actually staying in Poland, she just goes with my sister and then she go back to, let my dad go have a vacation from army, so she come back to visit, to sit with him, to stay with him, and then she go back to Poland, my sister.
So your dad's in the Air Force there, right?
Yeah.
And is he still stationed in your home city, or?
No,
where does he-
he's in the east part of Ukraine. Now he's flying in the east part of Ukraine.
So is anyone actually living in your home?
Not really. Not really. Like sometimes our neighborhoods just kind of like check everything in the house.
So Bo, could you talk about how did you get connected with Milan? So how did the organization place you to come to Milan?
Yes. So
And they placed you with the Wallin family, or how did that happen?
No. So first, they just sent me an email and say like your place is like in Milan, Michigan, and all those information, and then they put me to another host family. But in my another host family, my host mom had a cancer, so they don't really can hold me and another student from Switzerland, but he already moved like back to Switzerland. So and then Wallin decided to host me. So that's how it worked.
Well, actually what happened is that the program coordinator sent an email to my son, Matt, who was Bo's teacher, and told Matt about the situation. And then Matt kind of reached out to our family, and we decided that would be a good thing for us to do.
Oh, so you live with Peter and Cindy, not with Matt?
No.
Right.
Ah.
But sometimes William picked me up and say like, okay, we're going to stay a night in my house. Yes?
Are you afraid at all to go back home?
Not really. I will be honest, not really. As my dad said, so like, what should happen, it will happen anyway, so like, I'm not really afraid to. Other question?
When do you actually graduate? It's next month, right?
It's June 4th, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And then when do you return to Ukraine?
June 13th. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about religion in Ukraine, please.
Oh, in Ukraine we have a different religion, so it's like not only Catholic Christians, but also like a lot of other people there. But I'm a Christian, I'm Catholic, so usually in my town it's more about Catholic people, but in other cities you can see like other religions, and they're pretty cooperative with each other, so it's like connected with each other.
So is it Roman Catholic or is it Orthodox?
We have both.
Oh, you have both.
We have both.
I think his family goes to the Orthodox.
Orthodox.
Yeah.
And I think in one of those papers you were looking at when you were getting things ready, it said something like 87%
Yeah.
of people in Ukraine are
Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah, but like,
Christian.
yes.
Oh, Christian.
Christian.
No Lutherans?
No.
Not really.
What about Muslims?
What about who?
What, Muslims? Do you have Muslims?
No. Not real. Other questions? Yes.
Besides the holidays the celebrations that we have, what else have you liked about the U.S.?
Other like sports activities that you guys have. So you guys are really like in sports. So like in my city, like we have a practice only like 3 times a week, and the swimming guys have like 2 practice a day, and like it's every day. So like you guys are more focused on sports, and like also like kind of like your food. So sometimes it's like too much food, but nice food.
That's because Cindy is such a good cook.
Yeah, that's definitely. Cindy is such a good cook.
What about driving? What age can you start driving there? And were you
16.
able to drive here?
Well, in Ukraine you start driving at 16, and you can do everything at 16 technically. So you can drink alcohol at 16, you can work in the bars at 16.
Really?
So yeah, at
Tell
16.
me what you did, Bo.
What I
What
did?
kind of work did you do?
What I did?
No, maybe doesn't work to.
Huh?
What kind of work did you do?
Oh, I work in the bar also. But it's like a fancy bar, so everybody need to wear tuxedos, and it's kind of like a bar with casino. So I can see how people like lose their cars and the house and everything, and the tables. But like technically, you can work at 16, but at 16 you work in the bars only like half day, not the full day. At 17 you can work full day, and like you can drive at 16, and here you can also drive at 16, but my program says that I'm not allowed to drive at 16 because they have issues that one exchange student hit another car and they have a lot of trouble with it. But I'm a pretty good driver, so I can drive. Yep.
So Bo, when you return, will you be required to have military service? Will you be required to join the military, or will you be able to go to the university?
So that's the thing. So they decided to give us a chance to go to, like for my situation, to go to police academy in Poland, and if I will commit for them, they will send me. Then I will stay in Poland to police academy. If no, I will go back to Ukraine and go to army.
Okay.
But is it your choice to go to the army, or is it required to go to the
Well,
army?
it's both. I actually want to go to the army, and it's like a drafting now. So, and you need to go to the army when you're 17. Actually, you need to sign for army when you're 16, and if they need you, they will call you to the army. And now, guys go like when they're 17 to the army.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the United States, we have a constitutional democratic republic form of government. What is the form of government in Ukraine?
It's also democratic, and our constitution was like first constitution was like 1770s, but it's like really old government. So now we have institutions that didn't change since 1990, since we have freedom and independent, and it's more about democratic government, democratic system of government.
How old do you have to be able to vote?
18.
Bar at 16.
Yes.
Now, what is the speed limit on highways and freeways in Ukraine?
Well. So.
Is there a speed limit?
110,
in cities, it's like, I don't know how much it will be in miles, but in cities it's 60 kilometers per hour. In the highways, it's more about like 110 kilometers per hour. And we have sometimes highways without speed limits, so you can go in 200 if you want to.
200 kilometers an hour?
Well, if you want to.
About 120 miles.
No, I say like we have a different like highways, so we have one highways that are without any speed limits, so you can go whatever you want. You can go 10 or you can go 150. It depends.
Sort of like the Autobahn.
The Autobahn in Germany is a similar,
Oh yeah.
similar type of highway.
Yeah.
As part of your exchange program, do you have any requirements to fulfill once you get back to Ukraine? Like, do you have to give a presentation or anything like that?
I got a volunteer, so I got to volunteer 25 hours. That's why I volunteer in this church to get those 25 hours. And because they say like, okay, we give you money to go here, you need to do something for US people also. I say, okay. Like,
yeah.
We all have like certificates and stuff like that, so after we're done with this program. Yes.
So you came here in August,
Yeah.
and did you come directly to Peter and Cindy's, or
No,
you were at another house
No,
first?
I got to another house.
And then came to Peter and
And then I
Cindy's
came to-
in the fall, or in?
No, it was like first days of January.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right after Christmas.
Right after
Yeah.
Christmas, okay.
Other questions?
Have you helped Cindy a lot with technology?
Yes.
Yes, he has. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Very good.
Bo, did you bring the traditional Ukraine shirt that you gave
Yeah,
to
it's
Peter?
right there. In the
Where is
table.
it?
In the table.
Oh. And did you tell them about,
Yes, I told them.
Listen, he gives me a hard time every day, right? And he comes back with,
Where's?
I give him a hard time every day. So this is a traditional, this is what they wear still at celebrations.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, celebrations, yeah. Okay, and he was talking about the Easter egg. He made these aren't from Easter, we made some more yesterday. These are how they decorate them, the nicest ones we used at Easter, so. Those are Easter eggs. And then this is actually a picture of his church.
Did you wear this top on purpose with the Ukrainian colors?
I did.
That's pretty.
No, I didn't, but then, yes, let's say I did. And then, tell them what you made yesterday.
What I made yesterday? I made a cake yesterday.
What is it
This
called?
cake is will actually like this cake.
This is a traditional,
honey
it's called honey babka.
Yeah.
And he made it at Easter and everyone liked it, so he thought he would make one for today. So I'll cut that and you can all have a piece before you leave today.
Yes.
That's nice, thank you.
I want to say personally that I got to leave, I don't know how to say this. You and your country have my greatest support, and the fact that our government is supporting your government has my wholehearted support. You have my love, my wishes, my prayers for you and your family every day. I feel blessed not to be in that situation, and for you to be going back into that situation. It touches my heart, and I really ask God's blessing on you and your family. and Ukraine, and that this war be ended soon. I said all that so I could get a piece of cake.
Bo, I was in 2 different orchestras in Oregon, and, because I play violin, we played the Ukrainian national anthem on all of them. And we had a concert with that.
That's
I mean, everybody sort of feels for Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're glad you came.
Thank you very much.
My wife and I were recently in Poland, and there's a huge support of Ukraine in Poland. Their flags are all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're next in line.
Yeah, right.
That's Russia
Well-
over there.
As far as I remember, when the president of Poland said, like, if Russians will get Ukraine, the next thing is he will get Poland. So they kind of
Yeah,
try to.
but they're a part of NATO, so it's the
Yeah.
whole world.
Well, yeah.
Practically.
There is a Ukrainian museum in Hamtramck, right on the main drag. If you're interested in seeing it, going to it, we went.
We're going to go there after we're done with school.
Very good.
Well, I guess.
Thank you, Will. All right.
Denise, were you gonna say anything?
Well, I was gonna say a prayer, Nancy kind of covered it all, but if we could just all bow our heads for a moment and say, thank you, dear Lord, for bringing this beautiful young man into our lives to enrich us and to put a face on Ukraine. Is that a coincidence that you sent us someone from Ukraine to help us focus on their difficulties? Lord, we ask that you watch over Bo in his future as he returns to the Ukraine and as he lives throughout his life. Bless him, and we pray for his family and for his country. In the name of Jesus Christ our Lord, amen.
All right.
And we're cutting cake, so if you want a piece of Ukrainian vodka,
Well, if you ever want to visit, you're always welcome here. We would love to see your face in this place again.
All right. Oh, thank you very much.